Hi guys, welcome back to the session. Today we will create a UiPath project to extract data from different invoices. That means this project should work even if you have invoices of different formats. And for this project, we will use a combination of machine learning model present in AI Fabric and document understanding package. So let's get started. The first step of this project would be to create ML skill under AI Fabric of UiPath. In case if you are not aware of what is AI Fabric and how to set up AI Fabric in UiPath, please check out my introduction video on AI Fabric. So here I am inside UiPath Automation Cloud. Let's move to AI Fabric. And here we will create a new project. So for that, click on plus sign. Let's give a project name here, invoice data extraction. Let's give a description here. This project will extract data from different invoices and let's create it. Now here first of all we'll create an ML package. So for that move to ML packages, and to use an already existing machine learning model we will move to this out of the box packages. So let's open this one. And here we have multiple of options present. For our case, we'll go with this UiPath Document Understanding. Here also we have different machine learning models present. For our case, we will go with this Invoices machine learning model. This Invoices machine learning model is used for extracting commonly occurring data points from invoices, including header fields and line items. Now, what are commonly occurring data points in invoices? So, let me show you an example here. This is a sample invoice with me. Now here if you see the common data points in any invoice would be the invoice number, invoice date, the company name, the due amount and so on. So we will be extracting these data points from different invoices, that is the invoices of different format. Let's move to ML packages again. This is the invoices ML package on which we will work. So for that, choose a package version from here. We have multiple of package versions present. So let's go with the latest one, that is 4.0, and let's hit submit. Now here we'll provide some information. Package name, let's provide package name as package invoices. We have chosen the package version as 4.0. This is the description, input description, output description. Now here we can select an OCR engine. So from this drop down, we can select any OCR engine. I will go with this UiPath OCR. Next option is to provide OCR URL. Let's skip this one. This is optional. And next is the option to provide OCR API key. Now to get this OCR API key, what you can do, you'll move to this admin, licenses, and under licenses, let's move to other services, and here under document understanding, we have this API key. So let's copy this API key from here and I'm going to paste it here and let's hit submit. So we created this ML package, that is P invoices. Our next step is to create the ML skill. So let's move to ML skills and create new skill here. Let's give us ML skill name. So I'll write ML invoices. Let's choose the ML package from here, that is P invoices, which we just created. Next, let's choose package major version, which is 4. Let's choose package minor version, which is 0. We can provide a skill description here. So let's provide the description as ML skill to extract invoice data. And since I am using Enterprise Trial Edition, I do not have GPUs, so I'm not going to enable this GPU. All details has been provided. Let's create this ML skill. So this ML skill has been created. The status you can see it is still deploying. It will be deployed to the orchestrator. So let's move to orchestrator to check this one. So here let's move to home and let's open the orchestrator and let's move to tenant. Now under this tenant we have the option of ML skills. Now here you see this ML invoices skill which we have just deployed. Here the status is deploying. After some time the status will be changed to available once the deployment is complete. So we are done with the first part. We have created this ML skill using the Invoices machine learning package. Now our next step of the project would be to create the project in UiPath Studio, which will extract the invoices data from the invoices of different format. So let's open this main workflow. And here I will use the workflow type as flowchart. So let me add this flowchart activity here. Let's open this flowchart. And here I have a folder which contains invoices of different formats. So let me show you the samples. This is an invoice of one format and this is an invoice of different format. So we wish to extract data from invoices of different formats. The data which we will extract are invoice number, due date, balance due and this company name. And since we wish to work on all these invoices, first of all, I'll store the file path of all these invoices inside an array variable. So let's move to UiPath and here I'm going to use this assign activity. Let me create a variable also. So first variable I'm going to create is folder path and I'm going to provide this folder path. Let's provide it as a default value. And in this assign activity under value, I'm going to provide the expression as directory.getFiles, and inside the brackets, I'm going to provide this folder path variable which we just created. So this expression is going to fetch all the file paths present inside this folder path variable inside a variable here. So I'll create a variable, say file paths, and this will be a variable of type array of type string. So this is done. This file path variable contains the file paths of all the files present inside this folder. Now our next step here is to add a sequence, and inside this sequence we'll add this for each activity to loop through all the file paths present inside this variable. So here open the sequence and add this for each activity, and here I will write for each file present inside the file paths variable. So for each file present inside this file path variable, we want to extract the invoice data. Now here to extract the invoice data, our first step is to install a package called Intelligent OCR. So let's move to manage packages. Let's move to official and search for Intelligent OCR. So this is the package uipath.intelligentocr.activities. This package provides the infrastructure to enable document processing. It allows you to load taxonomy, digitize documents, classify documents, and many other activities. So let's select this one and install this package, and let's hit save. So the package has been installed, and here you notice as soon as the package is installed, this Taxonomy Manager appears. So let's launch this Taxonomy Manager. So this is the Taxonomy Manager where user creates document type under a group and category. So let's create a group here. Let's give the group name as G Invoices. Let's create this one. Next, let's create a category. So let's give the category name as Category Invoices. And let's create this one also. Now we'll create a new document type under this group and this category. So let's click on add new document type. Let's give the document name as doc invoices. This is the group and this is the category which we created. Now here we'll add the fields which we wish to extract from the invoices. So click on this new field. Let's give the name here. So I want to extract the invoice number. Next, we will select the type of the invoice number. Now here we have different options here. I will go with this text type because the invoice number is not necessarily a number. It could be in the format of INV 123 and so on. So I'm going to select the invoice number type as text and let's hit save. Let's add a new field and here I will give the name as due date and the type will be date here. Let's hit save. Let's add a new field and this time let's give the name as total amount. We want to extract the total amount from the invoice as well. The type will be number here. Let's hit save. Let's add the last field as company, which will have the type as text. And let's hit save. So we created this document type of name doc invoices of this group and this category and all these fields that are invoice number, due date, total amount and company. Let's hit save. So we are done with our work under the Taxonomy Manager. Let's close this one. And now if you move to UiPath project folder, here you see inside this project folder, this document processing folder got created where we have this taxonomy file. So whatever details we entered inside the taxonomy manager just now, for that the taxonomy manager created this JSON file. So this is the JSON file which got created by the taxonomy manager of all these details. Now our next step is to convert this JSON file into a variable. So for that I'm going to use an activity here, that is load taxonomy. So let me search for the load taxonomy activity here. So this is the activity under intelligent OCR package. This activity turns the taxonomy.json file which we just saw. This activity converts this JSON file into a variable. So let me add this activity here, and the JSON file which will be converted into a variable will be stored inside an output variable. So create a variable here. Let's give the name as taxonomy. Now here you see inside the variable, this taxonomy variable is created of variable type document taxonomy. Now our next step is to digitize the document, for which I'm going to use the activity digitize document. Again, this is an activity under this intelligent OCR package. Let me add this digitize document activity here. This activity digitizes a document by extracting its DOM and text and store them inside their corresponding variable types. So here we'll have to provide the document path which we want to digitize. So here I'll provide the document path as file. This file contains all the file paths one by one as the loop iterates. So I'll provide here the document path as file, and here we'll have to convert this into string as well. So put a dot and select toString. Now since this activity digitizes the document by extracting its document text and document object model, so we get these two as a variable. So create these variables here. Let's say the variable as DOM, and this also let's create this variable. Let's give the name as doc text. So now the variables has been created, and here we'll have to drop an OCR engine to perform this activity. So here I'm going to use the OmniPage OCR engine, for which we'll have to install another package. So move to manage packages, and here I'm going to search for OmniPage. So this package is present, UiPath omnipage.activities. So I'm going to install this and let's hit save. So the package has been installed. Let me search for the OmniPage OCR engine here. So this is the OmniPage OCR. Let me add this here. So all details has been provided inside this Digitize Document Activity. Let me collapse these. Our next activity here is to extract the data, for which we are going to use the activity data extraction scope. So this is the data extraction scope activity which provides a scope for extractor activities. So let me add this activity here, and here we'll have to provide some details, document path, and we'll have to convert it into strings. So we'll put a dot and select toString here. Next we'll have to provide the taxonomy variable here. So let me provide the taxonomy variable. Next here we'll provide the doc text variable which we created inside this digitize document activity. Next we'll provide the document object model as DOM. Next we'll have to provide this document type ID. This document type ID you will get from this Taxonomy.json file which I showed you a few minutes back. So here you see this is the document type ID. This is the complete ID. Let's take this from here. So let's provide it inside the double quotes. And this data extraction scope provides the output of extraction results. So create this extraction results variable. Extraction results. Next here we'll have to drop the extractors. Here in this project I am going to use the machine learning extractor, for which we'll have to again install a package. So for that move to packages, and here I'm going to search for document understanding package. So this is the package uipath.documentunderstanding.ml.activities. I'll install this one and hit save. Now as we install this package, we will get the machine learning extractor. So let me search for the same. Machine learning extractor is present under the extractors. So let me add this here. So these are the terms and conditions. I agree. And here we'll have to provide the ML skill which we created in the very beginning of the session. So if you move to the orchestrator again, so first of all, this is the ML skill which we created, ML invoices. It must be deployed to the orchestrator. So you see under this ML skills, this ML invoices has been present and the status has been changed to available. That means we can use this ML skill now, that is ML invoices. So for that move to UiPath again, and here from the drop down, let's select this ML invoices ML skill. And again here we'll have to provide the API key which we used earlier as well. For that also what we will do, we'll move to admin, then licenses, other services, and here we have the API key. Let's copy the API key and provide it under this API key field. And let's hit get capabilities. Next we'll have to configure the extractors. We have added this machine learning extractor with all the details. Next we'll have to configure the extractor. So let's open this one. Let's expand this. And here we will do the mapping of document types and fields to this machine learning extractor. So if you expand this, here you see all these fields we have added inside the Taxonomy Manager under this doc invoices. So here we'll do the mapping. So for the invoice number, the mapping will be this invoice number. For due date, the mapping will be this date. For total amount, the mapping will be this total. And for company, We can simply choose this name. So the mapping has been done. Let's hit save. And we are done with this data extraction scope as well. So here there is an error. We have not provided this DOM. So let me provide this variable DOM here, and all done. Under this data extraction scope, let's collapse this one. So we added this activity for data extraction. Next, to review and correct the data extraction wherever required, we will add the activity present validation station. So let me search for this present validation station here. So this is the present validation station activity. It will open the validation station which enables the users to review and correct the document extraction or document classification. So let me add this present validation station activity here. Here also we'll have to provide all these variables which we already created earlier. So let me provide the document path. Document path will be file.toString. Document text here will be docText variable. Document object model will be DOM variable. Then we have this taxonomy as well. Next, we'll have to provide the automatic extraction results. So this will be the extraction results variable. So this activity takes all these input and provides us the output as validated extraction results. So I'm going to create this output variable, validated results. So from this activity, we get this validated results variable, which we want to convert into dataset variable for further use. So I'm going to use the activity here, export extraction results. So let me add this export extraction results activity here. Here it takes the extraction results, which is nothing but the validated results variable, and in return it provides the variable into a dataset variable. So create a variable, say dataset. So now we have complete data extracted from different invoices inside this dataset variable. Now let's say that I want to store the extracted data from this different invoices inside an Excel sheet. So how to do that? First of all, I'm going to convert this dataset variable into a data table variable which can be written to the Excel file. So let me collapse this export extraction results, and here I'm going to add for each activity. Let me add this one here. And here I will provide for each item in dataset dot tables. So this expression dataset dot tables return a data table variable. So this item is a data table, and accordingly the type argument I'm going to change here to system.data.data table. So for each item in dataset.tables, what we want to do, we want to write into the Excel file. So for that, I'm going to use the append range activity from the workbook package. I'm not going to use write range activity since that is going to override the already existing data. That's why I'm going to use this append range from the workbook package. And here will provide the workbook path. So I'm going to provide the workbook path of this invoice data file where we want to store the extracted data from different invoices. So browse, and from this project folder I'll select this invoice data file, and here we can provide the sheet name. We can provide the sheet name in the name of the data table name. So here I'm going to provide item.table name, and let's convert it into string. So put a dot and select toString. So the sheet name will be as item.tablename.toString, and the data table, what will be the data table? So this item is itself a data table which we want to append. So I'll write here item. So this for each is also done. For each item in this dataset dot tables, it's going to append the data table inside the sheet of the Excel file. Now to check what values we have inside the data table, you can also add that output data table and message box to display whatever values are present inside the data table variable. So our project is ready. Let's move to flowchart. Let's save this project and I'll quickly run this one to see how it works. Now before that, let me close the already open invoices. We do not require to open the invoices. And let's close this file as well. And let's quickly run this project. And my project is running now. And here you see UiPath opened the validation station for the first invoice for us to review the extracted data. So here you see the data has been extracted, invoice number correctly extracted, due date is also correctly extracted. Let me match the due date. So this is the due date here. Due date is also extracted correctly. Then this is the total amount which is present here. Total amount is also extracted correctly and the company name is also correct. So let's check this one and let's save this. Next it will open the validation station for the second invoice. So here we got the validation station for the invoice 2. This is the invoice number again which is correct. Due date is also correct. Total amount is also correct and the company name is correct. Let's check this one and let's save this. Next we will get the validation station for the third invoice. So here is the validation station for the third invoice and here you see even if the invoices are of different formats, the data is extracted correctly. This is the invoice number which is correct. This is the due date which is also correct. This is the total amount, so this also looks good. And the company name in this invoice is again a company name, so this also looks good. So this is the correct extracted data from for the invoices. Let's save this one and we'll get the last validation station for the fourth invoice. And again we got the extracted data from another invoice of different format. This is the invoice number which is extracted correctly. This is the due date June 16, 2019, which is extracted in this format. This is also correct. The total amount, let me check here. The total amount also looks good. The company name it extracted 2 times as the company names are present here 2 times. So here I'm going to remove this company name which was repeated and we'll get a single company name here. So let's check this one and let's save this. So the project execution is over. Let's quickly move to the project folder to see the extracted data inside the file. So let me open this invoice data file. So this is the file and since we have provided the sheet name as the name of the data table, that's why we got the data in the data table name, that is simple fields and simple fields formatted. We will go with this simple fields file sheet. So this is the invoice number which got extracted. This is the due date, this is the total amount and this is the company name which got extracted. So we got the correct extraction results from the invoices in this file. So in this way we can use the combination of machine learning model of AI Fabric and the document understanding package from the UiPath to extract data from invoices of different formats. This is very helpful since we can extract data from invoices of different formats with very less effort. And that's all for this session guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and if you did, give it a like and share with your friends. Hit the bell button to get the updates on the latest videos. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel as well and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye bye.